Morning, everybody. Okay, today we're going to do something a little bit different. Let me get started. Let me put my clock on. Just take me a second. Okay. And we're good. All right, so here's what I would like to do. So for the month of October, I know I'm filming this in September, but in the month of October, I'd like to do a whole bunch of challenges. So what I'd actually like you to do is to get a piece of paper, and I want you to make a little grid like this. So maybe stop the video, okay, and make a grid like this. You'll see why in a second. Okay, first we're going to do some yoga, and then we're going to do these exercises. So make a grid like that with these five, I think there's five different exercises, and then we'll get started, okay? So what I'd like to do with you is establish a routine that we do just about every day in October. And what's going to happen is you're going to get better as the classes unfold. So the first thing in yoga I want to show you is the thing, it's called the sun salutation. So stay with me, and we'll go through this slowly at first, and then after probably about a week you'll get used to the routine, and then we'll just fly right through it. So the first pose is a mountain pose. So get into the mountain pose, reach up, and then we just do a forward fold and touch our toes, or as far down as you can. Okay, then you come up to a flat tabletop, and then we go into a high plank. So get into this position. Okay, so let's go through that again. All right, start here. Mountain pose, forward fold, and then come up to your knees for a tabletop, half tabletop, and then we come down to a plank. It's called a high plank. And then from here, I want you to go down to, like, lower yourself in a push-up position until you get down to the ground, and then we come up what's called a cobra, and we're stretching our back. Okay, and then from here we go down and into downward facing dog. All right, let's review that. Mountain pose, forward fold, tabletop. Then we go into a high plank, and then we go into a cobra, and then we lower ourselves and go into a downward facing dog. Okay, from here we step up into a forward fold again, and then to a half fold, tabletop, touch your toes, and then up. Okay, so the whole thing probably takes about 2 minutes. And then what you do is usually you repeat a number of times. And there's other variations to this sun salutation that we'll eventually put in. So let's go through it again. Okay. Mountain pose, forward fold, half fold, and then we go down to plank. Lower yourself, push up, and then go into a cobra. And then we go down again into downward facing dog. Then we step up to a forward fold, half tabletop, touch your toes, and come up. So that whole thing really only took about a minute. Okay, let's do one more and then we'll call it quits. Okay, mountain pose, touch your toes, knees, make a straight back. Okay, high plank, lower yourself in a push-up and come into a cobra, down again, downward facing dog, step up to a fold, half, tabletop, touch your toes, and up. Okay, so that's pretty easy. And like I said, what we'll do is we're going to start every routine with that. We'll do a number of them, then we'll add a few exercises to it. And it's a great way to start. So another thing I wanted to tell you is I wanted to ask you a question. And that question is, why would you want to do yoga or why do exercise? Any idea? Well, my suspicion is that you do know the answer to it. All the different things that happen to your body and your mind and the way you feel. But you really don't know it until your body really feels what it's like to do that. So, I don't want you to answer that question until you've done these routines for about 2 weeks. And then I feel that you'll really know the answers to that because your body will feel it. Okay, so here's what we're going to do next. We're going to do these challenges, and I made a big chart for me. And what I'd like you to do is, even though this says September 28th, I'm not sure when you'll see this video. It might be in October. But mostly for the month of October, we'll do these. We'll do push-ups, sit-ups, burpees, sumo sit, and mountain climbers. Okay, for the 5th through 8th graders, we'll do a minute for each. And what you're going to do is to see how many you can do in the minute. Well, push-ups you're just going to do. There's not going to be a time. Sit-ups will be a minute, burpee in a minute. We'll do the sumo sit for a minute, and then we might increase that. And you'll count your mountain climbers for a minute. So the idea is we'll chart our progress as the month goes on, and we'll see how you're doing. Okay, one last word, and that is, in doing these, I want you to work to an effort level that's about 70 or 80% of your maximum. Okay, got it? So let's get started. And the first one we're going to do is, we're going to do push-ups. So you're going to do as many push-ups as you possibly can. Remember, to 70 or 80%, you're not going to like do them until you can't move anymore. Okay, and if you can't do them with a straight back, I want you to do them maybe on your knees, or get something that is a little bit elevated. Okay, like that, or if you need something a little bit higher, then do that. Okay, got it? Okay, so go ahead. I'm going to do mine. It might take you 10 seconds. It might take you a little bit longer. Whatever it is, it's okay. All right, I'm going to stop there. I'm just really feeling it about 70 or 80%. So I'm going to get my sheet and I'm going to put down how many I did. So I did on September 28th, I did 30. Okay, we're just going to rest for a little bit, and then I want to do sit-ups for 1 minute. All right, so the way I want you to do the sit-ups is, it's okay if you want to hook them under something, That would be fine. You want to hook them under the bed, that's fine. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to keep my knees bent, hands like this, and we are going to do them for 1 minute. Ready, get set, go. Have something soft underneath. And count to yourself how many you do. So your elbows come up and touch your knees. You're going to go to 70 or 80%. Okay, all right, so get your sheet and write down how many you did for that. Okay, we're just going to rest a little bit. And the next one I'd like to do is, what's next on the chart? Okay, burpees. So we're going to do how many burpees you can do in 1 minute. And I think what we'll do is, after we do this for, I don't know, a little bit, we will see how many you can do in, say, 1.5 minutes or 2 minutes and 2.5 minutes. We'll just keep increasing the time as we get in better shape. Okay, so I'm going to start it at here. Ready, get set, go. Squat. 1. 4. Remember to stand all the way up. 2. Okay, stop. Okay, so for me, I tell you, I was starting to really feel it. Write down how many you did, how many burpees you did, and we're going to just rest a little bit. And the next one we're going to do is we're just going to do a sumo sit for 1 minute. But what we'll do also with the sumo sit is, as we get a little bit in better shape, we will increase the time for the sumo sit. If you want to do it against a wall, that's fine too. So either find a wall, and let me put this by you as well so you can see the clock. Okay, see if you can do it for a minute. Ready? Hold. These are not easy. Now, if you can't do this stuff for a minute, okay, just do it for 45 seconds or 30 seconds. Now, the idea is you're going to improve as the classes go on. And it might feel that it's a little bit easier as the classes progress. Remember to get to about 90 degrees. 10 seconds left. 3, 2, 1. So I think what you could do there is, if you did it for a minute, put down 1 minute. If you stopped in 45 seconds, put that down. Whatever you did. Okay. Just gonna rest. Now the other thing that we might do, I'll play around with it and see how we feel, is we can cut the amount of time. Instead of resting for 30 seconds, we can cut it down to 15 or 20. Okay, so let's get started at 45, and we're gonna do some mountain climbers for a minute. So get in position and go. Count each leg. No, let's see. Each time one leg comes up, then count that as 1. Couple more seconds. And stop. Okay. All right, get your sheet out. I think I did about 55. Okay. Okay, so you're going to have your sheet filled out like this, and you're going to put a line underneath. And then the next class, we're going to do it again and see if we improve. You won't find an improvement right away, but I know after, maybe after 2 weeks, maybe even a week, you'll see some improvement. Okay, good job. So here's what I like to do, is to end with some mindfulness, just to slow our heart rate down. And what I'd like you to do is, we're going to do those 4 breaths, 4 seconds inhale, 4 seconds hold, 4 seconds exhale. Ready? In, 2, 3, 4. Hold and exhale. In, hold, and exhale. You can do this standing up. If you want to sit down, you can. In, hold, exhale. In, hold, exhale. Okay, on your own for 4 rotations. Okay, for me, that was a great workout. So I really don't care if you enjoy it or not. The idea with exercise is you do it. The idea with brushing your teeth is you do it, and then you gain the rewards. Okay, see you next class.